Laid off during the holidays, a trending topic I'm seeing across social media. But one thing I'm not seeing is the why. Let's get into these greedy corporate CEOs.
Why are companies laying people off a week or two before Christmas?
The CEOs are greedy and they want to get their own bonus payout. When CEOs lay people off, they cut off how much money they have to spend on salaries, and the severance payouts that they give to these people, they're going to use it as a tax write-off for that year. So now that they're not spending money, it looks like they've earned money, even though they haven't earned money. They just laid people off. Now, Shakespeare said it best, because herein lies the rub. CEOs don't get paid like us normies. Yes, they get a salary, but they also get a ridiculous cash bonus and they get stock in the company. So if the company performs well, then the stock price will go up. This is true for publicly traded companies and for privately held companies. So the CEO lays people off, artificially inflates the value of the company. Then when next year rolls around, they talk about how well the company did. They can go, oh, look at all this money we made. When in fact, they just, laid people off to make it look like they actually made more money than they did. So then the CEO is then rewarded with a fat cash bonus. Then the shares that they got, or the shares that they have, go up in value. And then they'll probably get even more shares. Mike Pedito, Daniel Space, and I talk about this extensively in our podcast, the Corporate Pizza Party podcast. So check out my videos and you can see more about it and listen to our thoughts on this stuff.
Essentially, they do magic, a sleight of hand. Like I said, getting rid of employees towards the end of the year increases the bottom line artificially, which ultimately pads their pockets.
Operation Find a Job in 30 Days is underway, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Mentally, I'm tired. This year has beat the brakes off me. This year has beat the grip off the bottom of my shoes. And how have I gotten through this entire year of just like thing after thing after thing? The Word of God. The Word of God. This has kept me sane. Now, I have a plan, because I always have a plan, that if I can't find a job in 30 days, which I know this job market, but if I can't find a job in 30 days, I'm gonna go to a temp agency. I've done it before, and I was miserable and I was freezing, but I made money to pay my bills. And by the time I was done, I never wanted to see frozen pizza or frozen fish ever again. Reminds me of how, like, when you know how the sausage is made, you don't actually want the sausage. And that was my experience. So me and frozen pizza and frozen fish, But I love y'all. Be praying. I'm gonna be real honest to like y'all, I'm so tired. Like mentally I'm tired. But a lot of people are mentally tired, and we just keep on going with this. So that's what we're gonna do.
Shout out to her for being mentally tired, but continuing the fight on, not giving up, not feeling like she's above any situation. She said she can't find a job within 30 days. She's going to go temp agency and do what she has to do until something opens up. Shout out to her. I thought hopefully everything works out well.
New York CEO who had his Lamborghini pooped in by his employees after he canceled their Christmas bonuses has just learned that they have all resigned. Literally every employee from the sales staff to the shipping department emailed in their resignation to the CEO at the same time. The former employees are saying that the business will now grind to a halt as no customer will be receiving their orders in time for Christmas or their orders at all. While a few of the employees did take other jobs, the rest of the crew is sticking around, pooling their savings, and they're going to start the exact same company without a D-bag at the top. The CEO is in panic mode and he's putting up these job postings trying to fill these vacant positions, but all he's getting back are these AI-generated resumes that these old employees are pushing towards him to waste his time so that he can't actually fill the positions. The sales staff is confident that they'll be able to bring all the clients from the old company to the new company and leave the CEO with zero revenue, which will effectively make him unemployed. And then he'll have to sell his Lamborghini, but nobody really knows what the resale market is on a pooped-in Lamborghini.
That's kind of genius. What's the resale value for a pooped-in Lamborghini? I'm sure there is some value, but shout out to these employees at this company. I mean, this is the ultimate get back. This is the ultimate I'm gonna get it back in blood. Like I said, they're gonna literally start their own company and probably get themselves a huge and tremendous raise. Again, like I said, a lot of these CEOs forget, like I said, it's your employees that are the backbone of the company and keep things going. Again, like I said, when I first initially watched this clip, the first thing I thought of was the movie growing up when I was younger, Bug's Life.
So I haven't even shared this with y'all, but I got laid off on Monday. And the reason that I got laid off was so crazy that I still can't even fathom the fact that they really said what they said. So they called me into the office, which, you can kind of tell when people don't like you in a certain work environment. And that's the vibe that I got from day one. Like, the office manager, she made a comment about my salary. She was like, we've never paid anybody this much for this position. I hope the investment is worth the return. And I just kind of thought that was weird as fuck. But
Yeah, that should have been a major red flag. Already should have, right then and there, you should have been looking for other employment.
they called me in the office on Monday and they was like, hey, we just don't think that you're going to be able to keep up with the flow of the agents, and with the market being down 40%, we just don't think we'll be able to pay your salary. But, we want to see, what do you think? And I was just like, well, it really don't matter what I think. Y'all called me in here to fire me. But, I said it's kind of messed up for somebody to do this the week before Christmas. But, hey. And they was just like, well, we just think that, because a lot of the agents are really rude to me. And what's crazy is that I haven't even complained about it. Like, in the time that I've been there, I have not said anything about it. I usually just, like, ignore them, or I'd be overly nice to let them know, like, okay, like, I'm being nice to you right now, but if I have to go there with you, I'm gonna go there with you. But they told me that they felt like I was too young for the position, which I was working as a marketing/graphic design person for a local real estate company. And they told me that they felt like I was too young for the position, meaning that they want somebody older that can talk to the agents who are more mature. Also, they also told me they wanted somebody who can adapt a little bit more to the environment. To give you an idea of the environment, I was the only African-American person that worked, and that was there were no even agents that were of African American descent. Like, they had no diversity. So that should give you an idea. And even when I was telling them, like, well, a lot of your agents use microaggressions, so if you were to bring somebody else on, make sure that you let them know that. The manager asked me what a microaggression was. At that point, I was done. But to make matters even worse is that the dude ended up, he was like, well, is your dad in your life? Like, do you have somebody that can loan you money if you needed it? Like, how you go from firing me to asking me, do I have somebody who can loan me money if I need it? And then he turned around and was like, well, do you need any money for the holidays? Like, can I give you anything? Like, can I help you? Can I give you a loan without interest? What? How insulting can you be? So then,
Yeah, this is a very, very strange situation. Very, very weird. Like I said, the red flag immediately, when the office manager, made reference to never paying her position that amount of money. That was already a major red flag. It almost seems like they kind of wanted her to beg for her job back, or beg for some help. Like, they kind of wanted to get off on that. This seems a little odd.
and not only that, he found some gift cards in his drawer that I guess people had given him over the last couple of Christmases. And he came back there and gave me $95 worth of gift cards of, like, going through. He was like, well, I think my wife wants this one, and was just, like, picking through them like a Rolodex of gift cards, and just giving me, like, random gift cards that he didn't want.
So essentially, he was giving you scraps.
So if that don't tell you that majority of these places don't give a fuck about you, they don't give a fuck about you. But I say all that to say that there is always light at the end of the tunnel, because they literally laid me off on Monday, and I got a position. I got hired on the spot today. When I left my job that I was furloughed from. I left it today, and I went to an interview, and the salary exceeds my requirements. The benefits exceed my requirements. Everything that I was asking for, I'm getting more than that. So
Shout out to her. You got to understand, sometimes the rejection is the blessing.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline, and I was just laid off in a mass Zoom meeting. So if it looks like I'm not okay, it's because I am not okay. One thing about working in tech is that it is not for the weak. and you watch these layoffs happen all the time. And each time you continually tell yourself, it ain't me, thank God. Well, guess what? It was me this time. I am a 30-year-old with 2 master's degrees, an undergraduate degree, all in marketing. And now I am unemployed and continuing to post on TikTok. I knew my company was having struggles. We couldn't push our pipeline down from top of funnel to any closed one. So I would say it was a surprise that they were doing a restructuring, but it absolutely was not. What was a surprise is that I was told that I was okay, and I was absolutely blindsided this morning at 11 a.m. with a 10-minute meeting on my calendar where people in the higher executive crew that I've never met before told a group of 15 of us or so, while another group of 15 was meeting with other people, that we were all laid off from the company. This is nothing new. You've seen many of people on this app post about being laid off. So now I'm just joining those masses instead of the other masses that are continuing to work. However, I will have very different things to be thankful for this Thanksgiving season. So my content on here might be a little depressing for a day or so, or it's just gonna be completely manic. I'm not entirely sure. Haven't decided yet. I'm waiting for a phone call from HR to tell me if there is any form of severance package. And you bet your ass I'm gonna fight for one. Probably not, because I'm literally scared of people, and I probably won't. But when I talk to my phone, I act like I'm a hard ass, but I'm not. Yeah. So I'm hashtag open to work, kinda, sorta. Need to update that resume. But I guess I'll have a lot more free time to be posting on here.
One thing about these jobs, you have to be very keen and very tuned into reading in between the lines. You know, when you see a company, they're restructuring, certain things going on, and then when you try to get, you get these false reassurance from your higher ups, that all these things should be red flags where maybe you need to start putting applications into other places, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to the bottom line. And like I said, when it comes to, either you or the company, trust me, the company's going to choose itself.
So is this effective like immediately? Like I have to close my laptop and yeah, okay.
So I just got laid off. I'm still processing what this means. So I actually started this job 2 months ago. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I started this job on my birthday. And I was like super excited. I was like, maybe this is a gift from God because for my birthday, because it had been a year since I had been laid off from my previous job, and I had been looking for a job since I had been laid off from my previous job. So yeah, I was like, oh, this is definitely a gift from God. And I enjoyed working for my company. I enjoyed working with all of my coworkers. They're like awesome people. They're great people. I just knew when I got that email notification, I came right out the office like, okay, this is about to be a layoff. I came out of my office like, yep, I think this is what this is for. It's a check-in, but I got laid off before, so I know the vibes. Obviously, financially, this is not good because I needed to work. It's not, an option. So obviously I'll be looking for a new job, but it literally took me a year to get this one. So, I'm gonna have faith, obviously, but you just never know how long it's actually gonna take for you to get another job. I was debating on whether or not to even post it on here because my TikTok page is just positive vibes and, just good energy. Like I don't post anything bad or any bad news on my TikTok page, but I need y'all help. If you're seeing this video, I need your help. If you could follow, if you're not following already, if you could watch my videos all the way through. I just got accepted into TikTok Shop, so I'm going to be posting TikTok Shop videos. When you see them, click the cart, even if you're not going to buy it. Watch my videos all the way through and repost them.
Shout out to the sister. I could feel the pain. I could see the pain. You can almost hear it in her voice with this job loss. Especially it's tough, definitely around the holidays. Again, it's like the previous clip. You got to be very in tune when you start seeing little things, hearing little things when it comes to the job, so you could try to stay a step ahead, because a lot of times they're going to keep you in the dark until it's time for you to get the boot. So you always got to make sure, like I said, you're in tune, trust your instincts. Like she said, she kind of knew that this layoff was coming, so you could stay a step ahead and get that resume out there, keep your resume updated, keep your skills sharp, so you can stay competitive in the marketplace.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we are here. So Caroline, thank you for meeting us with us today. As it's shared today at the staff meeting, we are meeting with those who are most directly impacted by this restructuring decision. Unfortunately, your position is one that is being eliminated. I want to recognize how challenging this news might be.
You know what makes this even worse, when they're like reading off a script to you. Like, just get to the point. You know, this pre-made script that you're reading off. It just makes it 10 times worse.
Please know that this decision is no way a reflection of your effort, the impact you've had. You have been a vital part of our team, and I deeply appreciate your hard work, dedication, and commitment. I know there's a lot to process, and it's a difficult situation for all of us. Please know that I'm here to support you through the transition in any way I can. I'm here to provide you with additional information on next steps, so I'll turn it over to her to share more details.
Okay, hey Caroline. Okay, I'm gonna share some info with you, and you might, if you want to, you can write it down.
Oh, I'm recording this.
So, what was that?
I'm recording this.
Okay. So we've put a package together for you. No other changes. You'll be paid through the end of the week. So if you don't do anything at all, you'll still be paid through the end of the week. You have the option of staying through the end of the month if you sign what's called a transition of duties letter, and I'll get into the details of that in just a minute. And you can also keep your monitor and your keyboard and all of that kind of stuff. We would just need the laptop back. You decide tomorrow that you don't want to stick around to the end of December, you'll receive that package tomorrow, and you'll be paid through the end of the week. And then you'll have time to go through that package. If you want to stay longer, then you'll receive the package at the end of December, and then you'll have time through January to figure out if you want to accept it or not. You'll have until 2 p.m. tomorrow to say what you want to do. So that's basically you declaring, like, I want to just get my stuff now, or I want to stay through the end of the month. So that's what that transition of duties letter is for. Any questions about all of that, like the nuts and bolts stuff?
I understand this news comes with a lot of emotions, and you need time to process this information. Please feel free to take the rest of the day off today, or if you like to talk with me or talk to your manager, we are here. And any other question you have now? Okay.
This was...
The
I'm so disappointed.
And worth noting, there's 3 months of outplacement support. Those are folks that help you sort of figure out what you're going to do next. They help you with your resume. They help you with all that.
I understand that. We're trying to buy a house.
And I don't know that, but I understand.
I mean, like... Before the holidays? 2 weeks before the holidays? How callous? How callous?
Definitely callous, definitely cold. And like I said, sadly, ultimately comes back to, these companies trying to cut expenses at the end of the year, Again, like I said, when they give these severance packages, they also are able to write that off as a tax write-off, which ultimately boosts their bottom line. Like I said, they can inflate the numbers and make things look better than they really are, which ultimately, benefits the CEO, because a lot of these CEOs, they don't really make the money off the base salary. They might have a nice base salary, but it's the bonuses where things really get bananas as far as the money goes. Um, Again, this is a sad situation. Like I said, she's in a process of trying to buy a home. Now she's laid off. I mean, the only, I would say, kind of, blessing in disguise is at least this kind of happened before maybe the home ownership. Because I mean, the last thing you want to do is purchase a home, and now you have a mortgage, and you have all the expenses that come with being a homeowner now, and being surely let go of your job. So I guess that's a little bit of a silver lining in this situation. I mean, hopefully, everything works out for the best. You can see that she's very distraught.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, I've been on back-to-back calls for budget and going over some new revamped scorecards for the team. So
Okay.
I appreciate you jumping on last minute though.
Of course.
Yeah. So I wanted to connect with you. So number one, I wanted to say how much, well, as I've been getting up to speed with collections, how much I appreciate you just continuing to do what you know to do, continuing to own it. And as I get more up to speed with collections, you've not only revamped the process and helped it to become more centralized, but also creating those SOPs. Those are critical. We have to have those milestones and set processes. And it looks like you were instrumental in creating, I would venture to guess, most of it, if not all of it. So that has been incredibly helpful to have as a resource. But as we're looking at our collections process going forward, what we've decided to do is bring collections back to the branch level. And so what that means is we're actually going to be winding down our engagement with you, so that way we can have the branches own the collections piece going forward. So Ian is going to be working on what that looks like and what that wind down process is. But it was really important for me. I wanted you to hear it from me so that we can have a conversation about it, as opposed to hearing about it from, And so what that wind down period looks like, I'm waiting for Ian to confirm. But I think it's going to be over the next 30 days, we'll be winding down kind of that relationship. So over the next 30 days, I still would love your help in helping with that transition, helping to figure out what that looks like as we start to kind of strip things back and bring it back to the branches.
Okay.
So I'll pause there. Are there any questions?
Sounds like they're getting ready to get rid of his position and bring it back to the branch level. So it's just going to be more work for people who work on the branch level, while ultimately the company saves money from the bottom line from getting rid of his role. Again, sadly, like I said, this thing all comes back down to the numbers, and a lot of these CEOs don't really, some of them are in a tough spot. Some of them actually do care about their employees and, want the best for their employees and understand that their employees are the backbone of the company. And then you have others that are just, callous and cold and calculated and ultimately only care about lining their pockets and getting their bonus. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Tis the season to get laid off. What a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to this subject is these CEOs and these higher ups cutting positions late in the quarter so they can receive their quarterly bonuses. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.